Hi, everybody. I'm Art Granoff, and you can connect with me at referenceastrology.com. Today, I'm going to show some chart dynamics, starting with the new moon through the full moon, which is the 13th through the 27th of this month. I'm going to show in world transits and then in personal transits. See what's happening. Here we go. Okay, November 13th, 2023. And here's our outer planet transits. We have Uranus trine with Pluto. Uranus represents BPM4, release from mother's body, the new thing. And Pluto represents BPM3, the death, rebirth, struggle, intensity. Okay, so we have that. Then we look at Uranus sextile with Neptune. Okay, Uranus being release, BPM4, and Neptune, BPM1. Actually, the bookends of the four basic perinatal matrices. It looks pretty good. Neptune relaxing in the womb, and then pop, Uranus, the release. In addition, we have the 100-year transit. Neptune sextile Pluto. Neptune again, feeling pretty good in the womb. Everything seems to be okay. With Pluto, intensity. Now, this transit is pretty much indescribable. Something you need to experience yourself in a non-ordinary state to get a real taste for this. So go ahead, try it out. And also Saturn square Uranus right there, which Saturn represents what is traditional, what is ongoing, whereas Uranus represents the new thing. Again, BPM4, release from the body, and Saturn, BPM2, stuck in the birth canal. So it's stuck versus freedom, or old versus new, right? So there's our four basic perinatal matrices disguised as the outer planets. What we're going to do today is I'm going to add the sun and the moon as we watch this. Then by adding the sun, the moon, and Mars, we get this really beautiful T-square, complicated, lots of action. But here it is nonetheless, with the sun, moon, Mars, and Uranus. We could look at it here, and we notice the sun and Mars and Uranus and Saturn and Pluto all together, all rest of the month in one giant chord. Okay. Then, if we add the trines, we notice, and the sextiles, we notice we've got Neptune opposite Sun, Mars, and the moon, okay? And Pluto opposite Mars and the moon. So it's a pretty dynamic package here. So let's watch the moon dance through the outer planets this month, okay? The reason we're doing this is a couple of fold. One, it's really good for transit practice, so you can see the planetary pairs repeat and get more familiar with them. What I may recommend you do, if you're studying archetypal astrology, is speak these transits like I'm doing now. Try to find your voice and speak the planetary pairs. Try it out. So, on the 14th, we notice the moon with Saturn. As we know, Saturn is BPM2, and in the birth canal, it restricts. So one could say the moon being our feelings and emotions with Saturn could put us in a restrictive mode where we're tight. We can't quite, we're just tight, uptight. Or Saturn can strengthen and fortify, could be emotional security. Okay, so either Emotional tightness or emotional security? Keep going. Moon with Neptune on the 15th. Moon again, open and giving. Neptune, the transcendent. Usually, moon with Neptune is about opening the heart and giving, offering assistance. The shadow side is that you could become a regular customer there, giving all the time, even when it's not necessary. So watch that, okay? Then we go to the 16th, moon on Saturn with Neptune. As we know, Saturn restricts and Neptune is imagination. So you could say it's the ideal versus the real. On the 17th, moon with Pluto and moon with Uranus. Very nice. The moon with BPM 4 and BPM 3. Could be good for freedom, for emotional catharsis. On the 18th, moon still with Pluto. So it's a 2-day moon Pluto. You're a psychonaut. One might think, oh, this might be a really good time to go in deep. The moon, my inner self, with Pluto, Hades, the underworld. Then on the 19th, moon with Uranus again. Hey, what's new? What's fresh emotionally for me? Or on the shadow, it could be you're so free, emotions and feelings feel so free that you're aloof and can't quite stay in consensus reality. You know anybody like that? You know, the 20th, moon with Saturn again, tightness of emotion or emotional security. Moon's also with Uranus, okay, and moon with Sun. So it's a big day, right? 21st, moon with Uranus and Neptune. Moon with the outer planets. Moon Uranus, about fresh emotions or being aloof. And moon Neptune, about being open and giving or too much giving. 22nd, we've got the moon, Pluto, Sun, Mars, mini grand trine with Mars and Neptune going through it. I'm just going to relate back to this. One big chord of action, one big chord. Sun, Mars, Sun, Pluto, Mars, Saturn, Mars, Uranus. We got it all here. Sun, Mars with the 3 outer planets, the mystery. Then 23rd, moon on her own. 24th, moon with Pluto, catharsis. Moon with Saturn, Pluto. Could be trouble emotionally. You know, Saturn and Pluto are the 2 middle BPMs. BPM 2, Saturn, stuck in the birth canal. And BPM 3, trying to get out of there. Pretty intense. So watch out. It could be that today, with the moon, with Saturn and Pluto, could be tough emotionally. So watch for overreacting. 25th, moon with Uranus, back again, emotional freedom could be a good day. Or again, being too aloof. So if you know these things, that way you can watch for them. 26th, here, and up to the 27th, the full moon. So that's our outer planet, inner planet, transit review. Sun and moon and Mars dancing through the outer planets this month. Now, let's take a look at our personal transits. In fact, we'll be looking at my personal transits to see where the sun and the moon and Mars hit my chart. Now, I may recommend you do this as well, so you can see where the sun and the moon and Mars hit your chart this month. Okay, I switched over to Astro Gold from Archetypal Explorer. And let's check it out. This is my chart, Art Granoff, in the center ring here, the middle ring, okay? And here are the planets of today, the world transits for November 13th, 2023. And based on what we just looked at, I notice that on the 13th, I've got the moon and Mars square to Pluto. Wow, that's pretty good. Moon, Pluto, inner catharsis, emotions, could be good for sensuality, or it could be tough for power struggles, who's on top. And Mars, Pluto, oh my gosh, same thing. Mars is force and Pluto is intensity. Could be good for doing great work, initiated, but usually it's a bunch of fights, a bunch of people fighting, as evidenced by the world of today. Righty? Then if I go another day down the line there, I see the moon has moved over. The moon is on my Jupiter and Mars. If I go another day, I see my moon is trine Pluto. Okay, keep going. Moon, nothing that day. Now the moon is opposite Uranus in my chart. So we know from speaking just before, the moon is our inner person, our emotions, our feelings, and Uranus being BPM 4, the new thing, the trickster. So moon Uranus, again, someone who is feeling really free in their emotions and opening, or someone who's just aloof and kind of checked out. Keep going. Moon with Pluto again, with Jupiter and Mars, okay? Now, I look at this a certain way. When I think of the moon and Jupiter and Mars, which I have as a conjunction right there, okay? I think of Jupiter expanding, success, and Mars being action. Now, uninitiated, that could be a big expansion of bluster, big expansion of strong will, trying to do things, being pushy, okay? Or you could look at it as Jupiter expansion with success and Mars doing generous work, doing nice work for us. So if I have, in this case, the moon trine with Jupiter and Mars, you could say that that's my invitation to do really tender work expanded in a powerful way. Then we go to the next day, which is the 19th, and I've got moon with Pluto. Again, emotional catharsis, really good for sensuality, but watch out for reacting to things. Moon Pluto. What'd you say? Hey! So be careful on that one. Then we go to the next day. It's moon Saturn Pluto. That can even be tougher because Saturn can restrict emotions and Pluto can take them over the top. So again, a good day to watch it, try to control oneself in the midst of a lot of intensity, a lot of news, a lot of people's opinions about everything going on, right? Then the 21st, my brother's birthday. Hey, Bobby, happy birthday. We've got the moon with Uranus again, either emotional freedom, emotional adventure, or checked out emotionally. Moon with Neptune right there. Very nice for giving, very nice for being open, but watch for being too giving and too open. Okay, the 23rd, moon square Uranus. Moon Uranus again. Hey, it's really popular this month. Next day, the 24th, the moon opposite Neptune. Pretty good, huh? Actually, the moon opposite Saturn, which could be tight emotions, tight feelings, or it could be feeling really secure in your feelings. Say you're married and happily married or with a partner and you just digging it really big time. Then the 25th, we've got the sandwich here in the world transits of Jupiter Uranus conjunction with the moon in the middle, adding a little tenderness to that big breakthrough. And in my case, it's my new moon, moon on top of the sun. I'll take that. And the next day being the full moon, we see right there, the moon opposite the sun. So that's a little taste of the sun, Mars, and moon, with the three outer planets in the world transits. And then I switched over to show my personal transits. Now, you could do the same with your personal transits. Try it out. Just as good exercise. And the worst that can happen is you'll know the outer planets and the inner planets in a more satisfying way. So thanks for joining me today for this outer planet, inner planet dance, and see you soon.